Hello guys, welcome back to CRD. In the previous two videos of this video series, we have learned that how can we design this GUI application and also how can we show the current date and time on our GUI screen. So let's add the functions on these buttons too in this video. So for that, I'll come on my code, and here first of all I want to show my GUI on top right corner. Okay, as you can see, this is in the center of my window, but I want to place it like this in the top right corner. Let me close my previous application, so I can close this like this, and now this application should be opened always in the top right corner. So what I will do, I'll just come here in my code and I'll make one method here and I'll name it location underscore on a screen. Okay, and under this let me pass self first, and now under this I'll use PyAutoGUI to get the screen size of my computer. So I'll use the X and Y, that means the height and width of my screen. So I will use PyAutoGUI dot size, and it will give my screen size here. Okay, next I will get our window size, which is this one. Okay, so how can we get the window size? I will get like this. I will first get my current widget name with using self.geometry. Okay, now I have the widget. Now after getting this widget, I will access its x value. So what I will do, I will use x equal to x minus, I am subtracting the width of widget to the width of our screen size. So what I am doing, I will use widget dot width. Okay, the previous x, this x is the width of our screen size, and this will return the width of our geometry. So just I am subtracting this cause I want to get the location where I will move my widget. So I will just come here. Suppose the width is 1280, so 1280 minus this is the width. Where is our application? Here this is the width, so it will be like this, 1280 minus 246, that means somewhere like this, and from here it will move the application. So I am doing this, so I am getting the x, and y will be 0 cause I want at top. Okay, at top, so at the top y will be 0, so I want y equal to 0. Now let me move the application on this x value and this y value. Okay, and now I can call this. So I'll just call here. Let me call here save dot location on screen, and let me save and run this. Now you can see this is this is at the top, right? So it is working like this. Now time to add functions for our buttons. So first of all, let's add the functions for our easy to access buttons. For these easy to access buttons, so what I will do, I'll come here and I'll make the methods for all these 4 buttons. And first of all, let me create the function for opening my computer. Okay, here I will open the Explorer. So what I will do, I will make one method here and I will name it quick access. Okay, open quick access. Let me pass here self, and here I will use OS module os.start file. I am starting the file, and my file name will be here Explorer. Okay, Explorer always opens the quick access. So now it is made. Now let's make the method for playing the music. So for that, let me make the method play music, and under this I can pass self, and here I can use os.start file, and under this let me pass any of the music file. Okay, cause I'm using the start file, so I will have to pass here when any music file, because I don't know that what is the music player name in your computer. That's why I will place my mp3 file to play on your current music player, and then you can change any of the music, right? So what I will do, you can see here that under my current folder I have made one test folder. Okay, and under this test folder I have placed one music called default music.mp3. so I'm just getting the name of this, okay, and I will place it here. So what I will do, I will come here, and first of all let me get the current working directory, okay, plus let me pass the next folder, that is test folder, and then let me pass my default music.mp3. okay, so like this I have done. So this music will be played every time when play music will be triggered. Now let's make one method here for opening the email. So for that I'll make here open email method, and under this let me pass the self, and under this I'll use web browser for opening the email or internet. Okay, so for that I'll use web browser module. We have already imported those, right? No, yes, we have already imported those. So I can use here web browser dot open, and under this let me pass the mail to, and let me pass new is equal to 1. That means always the new mail will be created here when open email will be triggered. So it is done. Now let's make the method for opening the internet. So I'll use here the method name I'll make here like surf internet. Okay, and now under this let me pass here os.start file. I'll just use this os.start file. You can also give any web browser link, that means like home page like Google, then you can use web browser. I'm using here os.start file for opening our current browser. Okay, you can use web browser also. So I'll use here os.start file, and under this I will pass my Microsoft Edge. Okay, MS Edge is Microsoft Edge, cause in most of the computers Microsoft is available. That's why I'm using Microsoft Edge. If you have not Microsoft Edge, then you can use Firefox, Chrome, etc. right? So I have made like this. Now let me call these functions with our 4 buttons. So where are our 4 buttons? Just come down below. Under retranslate UI you can see these are the 4 buttons: play button, email button, net button, and PC button, right? So I'll use under add function, and here let me come and let me call like this: self dot PC button dot clicked dot connect, and under this I will pass here the method for this. What is the method for this thing? I have open quick access, right? So I'll make here open quick access. Okay, let me copy this thing for all those 4 buttons. Now I can copy from here email button. Next will be for email button. Next is internet button, right? Internet button. I have also play button, so I can place here play button. Okay, so for email I have the method open email, open email, sorry for the typo, open email. And next is for net button I have surf internet, and for play button I have play music, right? So now these functions are added. Now let me play this. Now these are the buttons. Let me check if it is working. I'm clicking on my computer and it is opening my Explorer, right? You can go into PC or anywhere else, right? Now let me play music. So this is playing the music. Okay. Fine. Now let me open email. Okay, fine. This is opening the email. And next let me click on internet and it is opening the internet. So all 4 buttons are working. Now add the functions for these power buttons. Okay, so for that I'll come on the top. Okay, and let me make the methods for all those 4. So let me make one method for all 4 buttons. Okay, I'll make it like this, power. Okay, under this let me pass self and let me pass the button name. Okay, I will check that which button is pressed and then I will trigger the according function. So let me check first that if button is, let me call all the buttons here for the reference, right? Cause it will confuse us that what is the button name. I have logout button, restart button and sleep button like this, right? So I can access from here. Sleep button, logout button, restart button and sell button. So I can just copy these things just for reference. I can come here under our power function and let me place them here and let me comment out. Okay, just for the names, I'm just using for the names that what are the buttons names. So these are our 4 buttons. Okay, so I'm checking that if button is sleep button, so I'll use self dot sleep button like this, and I'm checking that if sleep button will be clicked then my computer must be sleep. So what I will do, I'll make the method for sleep. That first of all what I'm doing, so let me elaborate. For sleeping what I will do, I'll press Alt plus F4, right? Okay, sorry. I'll come on my screen and on the my screen I can press Alt plus F4. So after pressing Alt plus F4 this window will open on your computer also, and then I will press the left arrow key. Then you can see that this is using sleep here. Now what will be happened when I will click enter? OK button will be triggered, right? Then my computer will be in sleeping mode, right? So this will be done here with using PyAutoGUI. It will press all the buttons automatically. Okay, and for that, suppose if you have here all the windows opened, right? All the windows are opened here. So if you will click Alt plus F4, then this current window on the top will be closed when you will press Alt plus F4. But for this situation, what I will do, I will come in my bottom right corner. Okay, and in the bottom right corner, if you will press in your bottom right corner, then all of your windows will be minimized. Okay, and then you can press Alt plus F4 and then only the sleep button for sleeping shutdown, that window will be opened, right? So I'm doing the same here. So what I will do, let me show you with the codes. First of all, I will get the geometry of my computer. So I'll use PyAutoGUI, same like previous, PyAutoGUI.size. So it will give me the width and height of my screen. And now I'll use PyAutoGUI dot move to, then my cursor will be moved. So where I'm moving x minus 5, that means width minus 5. Okay, width minus 5 and y minus 10, y minus 10. Okay, so it is just the location on bottom right corner where if you will click, then on desktop will be triggered. Okay, so my mouse will be here, so let me click automatically. So I'll use PyAutoGUI dot click. When I will click, then left button will be triggered. Okay, then my desktop will be shown here and all the windows will be minimized. Then I will press Alt plus F4, and for that I'll use PyAutoGUI dot hotkey. Okay, use hotkey, and under this hotkey I'll pass here first of all Alt, and then I'll pass here F4. Okay, so these buttons will be pressed here, and then I'll press the left button. Okay, that means the left arrow. So for that I'll use PyAutoGUI dot press left. So left button will be pressed, and now what I will do, I'll press enter at the last so that the sleep will be triggered. PyAutoGUI dot press enter. Right, so this is done here. Okay, so it will be done and my computer will be in sleeping mode. Now let me check that if I will use elif button is save dot logout button. I have log out button, so I'll name it same like this, logout button. Then wait, what will be happen? My computer will be in logout mode, right? So first of all, cause sleeping the computer is not the problem for us, cause it will be in sleeping mode, then all my applications will be open when you will again open your computer. But if you log out the computer and you have not saved any of the files, then it will be corrupted, right? So for that I will give here prompt that do you really want to log out? If user will click on S, then logout will be happened, right? As you can see in my previous application, let me open it. In my previous application, as you can see, when I'm clicking on logout, then it is showing a message here, do you really want to log out? If I'll click on S, then my computer will be in logout mode. So what I will do, I will first get the reply with using qtwidgets.queue-messages-box. So I'll use here qtwidgets.queue-message-box dot question. I'm using question message box. Okay, and under this I will pass first of all the message, first of all on which I have to place this on self, and then the title will be log out like this. Okay, and next I have to pass the message, so it will be like this, do you really want to log out, like this. Okay, so this is the message, and now let me give some buttons here like S button or no button. So I'll use here qtwidgets dot queue-message-box dot yes, and next I will use no button. So I'll just copy it and paste it here, and I'll name it like no. And then what will be the default button? When user will press the enter button, then this button will be triggered, that means S button will be triggered. Okay, so I am passing here. Okay, and now what I will check that if reply equal to, if reply will be S button, okay, then I have to log out the computer. So what is the syntax for this? I can use like this also for the logout, but I have the predefined methods for shutdown, logout, restart. Okay, I have also the method for sleeping, but I found that in some of the computers sleep mode is not there, it is hibernate. Okay, so if I will use that method, then your computer will be in hibernate mode. That's why I'm not using that one here, and I'm using this one. Okay, if your computer has hibernate at the place of sleep, then this will also trigger the hibernate. Okay, now what I'm doing here, that if user will press S button, then I have to log out the computer. So for that I will use os.system, and here I'll pass the syntax for shutdown like this: shutdown minus L, that means the logout. So my computer will be logout. Okay, and now let me copy this same thing for restart and shutdown. Okay, and I can change here the buttons. Next button is restart button, and next button is shutdown button, like this, right? So for restarting, my syntax will be what? Shutdown and then /R, that means restart, /T and 1, that means true. Okay, and now let me change for the logout, shutdown. So for that I will use the syntax /S /S /T and then 1. Okay, so this is the syntax for shutdown, this is the syntax for restart, and this is the syntax for the logout. Okay, so I have done the methods for all these four, and now I can call this power button with all the four buttons, these four buttons. Okay, so I can copy this whole thing and come into the add function method, and here in the add function method I can paste it here, and I can uncomment this, and now I can use these things, click.connect method for all those four buttons. Okay, and under this I'll use the lambda function. I'm using the lambda function just for passing the button name itself, cause the power method is asking for the button name. So I'll use lambda function, and let me pass here self.power, and under this I can pass the self.sleep button. I could also use the group box, but just for your understanding, clear understanding, I'm using the buttons only. So I'm using a lambda function. Okay, and I can call the same thing for all these four. And let me change here, it will be logout button, and it will be restart button, and it will be sleep button. Okay, so it is done. Now let me save and run this. Okay, and now let me check that when I'm clicking on logout, then it is asking that do you really want to log out. Okay, restart, it is also showing logout because I have not changed. So let me change it for those messages, and those messages will be like this. For restarting, it will be message like restart, and here it will be shut down. Okay, so done. Cause my computer will be log out, restart or shut down, and my all the applications will be closed, and but the recorder will be also finished. So I will not show you with logging out. When I'm click on as, then my computer will be log out. You be 100% sure. You can copy the source code there and you can check that it is working. Okay, so this is like this. Okay, and now let me close. But as you can see here, I have forgot one thing. As you can see that this application has this close button, maximize button and minimize button, which is not necessary here, right? Because this is looking like a application, but I want to show like a widget, like my previous one. Okay, like my previous one. Let me show you again. The previous one is like this, right? Like this. This has no minimize, maximize or close button, and this is on the bottom. Okay, as you can see, this is on the bottom. It will never come at the top. Okay, this is like a widget. That means it is working fine, right? And this is also not showing that where is it in the taskbar. In the taskbar, it is not showing itself. Okay, if I will open any of the applications, then this application will be shown here that it is open, but it is not opening. It is nowhere here, right? It is nowhere here. So let me do like this. So for that, what I will do, I'll come just on the top under setup UI. Okay, and I'll use some of the things under this, like I can use the window flags. I can use the window flags just after location on a screen. Let me use some of the window flags. Okay, I'm just copying all the flags and I will elaborate you all the things. Okay, I'm just copying here set window flags. First of all, it is customized window hint. Okay, that means I'm customizing the window, and what I'm doing that I want that frameless window hint. I don't want the frame. Okay, next one is stays on bottom. I want that my computer my application must be in the bottom always. And next I want to place it like a tool window hint. Then my application is working like a tool and it is not showing in the taskbar. And this is same. A splash screen is same as Qt tool. If you are using Linux, then you can use either of one. I'm using both. I have no problem with using the both. You can use any one of these also. Okay, so it will know it won't show the application on the taskbar when you will use these two. Okay, so now let me come here and let me see. Let me save here and run this. So now you can see that this is showing perfectly. It has no maximize, minimize button, close button, and it is always on the bottom. Okay, but as you can see that when I'm removing the frames, that means the title bar, then I cannot move this, right? I cannot move this anywhere. So what I will do for that, I will make another method for moving this. When I can when I will click anywhere and then I can move this application anywhere if I want. Okay, so for that I'll use the events. Okay, I will use the event filters. So what I will do, I'll come here and I'll make one method here under this, and I have already made one method here. I'm just copying that and I will elaborate that what is it. Okay, because this is something tricky and it will take some time. That's why I'm just placing that. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm accessing event filter of qtwidget.qwidget. Okay, it will only work when your class is inheriting the qtwidget.qwidget or qmindow or anything else. Okay, but if it is showing the object here, then it will never work. Okay, so make sure about it. So let's come in event filter. under this event filter, what I am doing is I am just saying that when user will press the mouse right button, okay, mouse right button, if user will click mouse right button, then the position of our application will be moved, okay, on that position. Okay, so it is like this. Okay, I have found this on the GitHub, but I have some changes here. Okay, so it will not be the exact one like on GitHub, but something similar. Okay, so I have done like this. For right button, when user will click on right button and move the cursor, then our application will be moved. Okay, like in our application, as you can see, I can go on the title bar and let me press the mouse left button, then I can move the application, right? But I have made for our widget, like when user will click on right button, then our application will be moved. Okay, so but it will not work when you will only make this method. Okay, so for event filters, I have to trigger the event filters. So what I will do, I'll come in add functions. Where is our add functions? Add functions. Here I will use first of all self dot start position, because I have used a start position variable in our event filters. So I'm just initializing that with none value, and then I'll use Qt widgets. Sorry, what I'm doing? Qt widgets dot Q application dot instance. That means our application dot install event filter. Okay, so we have done like this, and then under this event filter I can pass our application self. Okay, so it is saying that use the instance of Q application and install the event filter. Okay, so I'm doing this, and let me save and run this. Okay, what I have done is I have just copied that one, that's why I have to change. I have that copied and I have to change here with our class name. Okay, our class name is what? Our class name is UI_clock widget. So under this event filter, here I'll use and UI_clock widget. Okay, save and run this. Now it is running. Now let me press the mouse right button and I can move this application anywhere. Okay, and it is not necessary that I have to click here. I can click anywhere. Right? And it is moving. So it is good. It is working fine. Now I also want that when user will click on escape button on this window, then my application will be exit. Okay, because this is not necessary. I have exit button here, but I can remove it also. Okay, so if you want to remove this, and you have to use the escape button event, that when user will click on escape button, then this widget will be closed. So what I will do for that, after this event filter, I'll make another method, and this method will be key press event. Okay, and these two methods are similar. Okay, you cannot name it anything else. Okay, event filter must be event filter, key press event must be key press event. Okay, and these two functions will only work when your class is inheriting Qt widgets.QWindow or Qt widgets, right? So I hope you have understood this one. I am saying it again and again because it is very important. So it will ask for one event under our key press event. Okay, and under this I'll use key is equal to, let me access the event.key, that which button is clicked by the user, and then I am checking that if key is qt core dot qt dot key underscore escape. That means when user will click the escape key, then I want to close the application, so I'll use self.close. Okay, so we have done it. Okay, now let me check it. For key press event, I don't have to do anything. Like in event filters, I have to trigger the event filter. Okay, install event filter. But here I'll not use like this. I have for this one. Now run this. So this is our application, and on my application, let me click on escape. Okay, after clicking on escape, it is closed. So it is working fine. Okay, or as you can see that this is not closing the whole. Okay, so you can change something else here, like at the place of self.close you can also use sys.exit. You can also use like this, so that your whole interpreter will be exit. Okay, so this is also like this. So you can also use sys.exit. Let me check that I have imported sys. Okay, right, I have imported sys. Now let me check it, that it is closing the whole. Let me press escape button. Escape. Now you can see that it is exiting the cell also. Okay, so it is done correctly. So we have done the functions for all our 8 buttons. For all our 8 buttons, I have created here the functions in front of you, and in the next video we'll see that how can we make the themes for our application, because this is the default theme and I have not added functions for these buttons. These buttons will move from one theme to another theme. So how can we do that? We'll see in the next video. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have enjoyed, then please hit on the like. I have uploaded 2 videos on this series and you are not clicking on like button. You are watching the video but you are not clicking the like button. Please hit on the like button, because this will encourage me. This will encourage me that I have done something good and I have to do better. So please like the video and also share to your friends, so that they will also get benefit of this video series. See you in next video. Have a good day.